everybody, and welcome to another edition of Browns Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, and this is where you can come on in and get caught up on some of the latest developments involving our favorite team in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns, and then you can also get a take along the way. Thank you to everybody who has liked the previous episodes. Hopefully you'll like this episode, but I also want to thank all of you who have subscribed to the channel. We are now past 5,000 subscribers, and I can't thank you enough. And I also can't thank you enough for the healthy discussions that keep happening down there in the viewer comment. I encourage that as well. Coming up on today's show, hey, we're back in action. Wednesday, the media that will be back out there, OTAs today, and we have a couple of specific things you should really pay attention to today. Also, the Browns are breaking ground on what's called District 46. We'll explain what it is and why I think it's a prelude to something bigger. Hey, how about this? Deion Sanders, done playing Mr. Nice Guy. He has some choice words for some of the teams that passed on Shedeur. But I'm going to tell you what I think has to happen next. And then down in the viewer comments, somebody has one of our rookie quarterbacks in the top 10 of the NFL, and he hasn't even taken a snap yet. But first things first. Berea, all eyes will be on Berea once again. The media will be back out there, and the videos will be flying. Probably like every 10 seconds, there'll be a new video that'll come out, and I have a feeling that the majority of them will be of our quarterbacks. But here is what this is what you should pay attention to today as all the videos start coming out. Like, Deion Sanders is expected to get 11 on 11 work in front of the cameras today. Remember, it was a bit, I won't go as far as calling it a controversy, but last week he was only 7 on 7. And so this week, though, he will be 11 on 11 from what we are told, and that is something to watch. The other thing to pay attention to is Kenny Pickett. And this is off of just, remember, I said there could be some showcasing of Kenny here early on, and Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio agrees with me. He says he doesn't think the Browns are even going to make it to training camp with 4 quarterbacks, let alone the season. And he says, put me down as they are going to trade Kenny Pickett before camp. He says they have been trying to boost Kenny Pickett. He says there have been some reports about he's looked good in the offseason program, and he thinks they want somebody to call about Kenny Pickett. So pay attention to those videos as they're coming out all, today and tonight and tomorrow. And if they're showcasing Kenny Pickett, there could be some underlying or maybe they just like him. I don't know, but I don't know. I kind of lean Mike Florio's way. That could be where they're going, folks. That's what I mean. We don't really know exactly what's going on, but that could be it. Now, the other thing that's going to happen today is they are going to officially break ground, the Browns, on their $200 million community stadium and development plan. It's called District 46. And here is a look at this place. Look at this. This is out in Berea. It'll be built adjacent to the facility out there in Berea. And Berea is about a 20-minute drive from downtown Cleveland where the stadium is. But they've practiced there forever. The Browns have practiced in Berea forever, and the complex has taken, they've done renovations and things like this, but nothing like this. So they're going to build. Listen, look at the list of things that are going out there, folks. Look at this. You got a 7,000-seat community multi-sport field. They have an upscale hotel going in there, a sports medicine facility, apartments. You got a field house for community use, a parking garage, 30,000 square feet of space of real retail space. Like they're turning this whole thing into a mini neighborhood. And, the vision is to make the Browns headquarters the anchor for major redevelopment in the area, and also to generate tax dollars from that hotel, the medical building, the retail, and the apartments and everything. But, when I look at this, you know what I see? I think this is little brother to this. The new stadium that will be built out in Brook Park. I mean, it's all been said and done, folks. The stadium is coming, but this is a very similar but much bigger version of District 46. You got the stadium, you got retail, hotels, and everything. They're building this out by the airport. They're going to redo the airport. And for those of you who, to give you some perspective, for those of you who don't live in the Cleveland area, the distance between Berea, where the facility is, and Brook Park, it's maybe a 10-minute drive. So all of that will be built together, and then you're 20 minutes from downtown if you need to get down there. But that's why I think this is significant, folks. I think this is a prelude to the big stadium that will be coming, and we'll see. They're going to break ground on it today, and so. Just exciting things happening that are, this is for the fans, and, it's the future, folks. It's where everybody is going. Now, speaking of the future, a lot of people, including me, think Shedeur Sanders is our future quarterback. Deion Sanders, his dad, an NFL legend, is taking off the gloves. He's done being Mr. Nice Guy, of course. We all know the story, Shedeur falling to us in the 5th round. And there were all of these stories about, the pre-draft process and what happened with Shedeur. And Deion went out and on a podcast and said, he was the Asante Samuel's podcast, said what needs to be said. And Deion said what needs to be said. Listen to this. Deion said, hey, when you sit up there and say something like he went into a meeting unprepared, like, dude, Shedeur Sanders, who has had 6 different coordinators, who has still functioned and went up, leveled up every time he brought somebody new in. Or we brought somebody new in. And you're going to tell me he was unprepared. Now, I can only think he's referring to the New York Giants. And there's that report that came out, where the Giants said he wasn't prepared for the meeting and all of this. And so it's coming out now. But Deion wasn't done. He went on to say, you're going to tell me that he had on headphones. Anybody who knows my son understands he's a professional. He's going to go into a meeting with headphones on? Y'all come on now. And stop lying. My kids are built for everything. And you're not going to catch them in no foolery and no mess. You're not going to do that whatsoever. And so Deion Sanders taking off the gloves to stop lying. I mean, he has flat out come out and saying, listen, these are all lies that were being told. And I mean, the Giants are the one that really come to fruition on this, because they're the ones. I mean, we heard, they were the ones that kind of went public, and there were some other teams too. A lot of these other GMs or whoever was involved, they would speak anonymously about what their issues were with Shedeur in the pre-draft process. But here's what I think has to happen next. I mean, if Deion is coming out, and this is the thing, there were reports that some teams it wasn't so much Shedeur, they were afraid of Deion, and Deion getting involved and and doing maybe things like this, making his feelings known. But here's what I'm glad Deion did this, because you know what, this has to be like the next 30 for 30 or something. This will be must-watch TV. It's going to have to come out now. Whether it's a 30 for 30, a Hard Knock special, a 60 for 60, I don't call it what you want. I don't care. A 60 minutes, I don't know. But like this, boy, oh boy, this is going to be something else. If you could get some people talking and things coming out. But yeah. That's what I think has to happen next. I mean, maybe the NFL does its own investigation, which I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I do think somebody out there, HBO, NFL Film, somebody, holy moly, you gotta. This would be the man. This would be can't miss television for sure. All right, what else is can't miss is the viewer comments. No lie about our viewer comments. They always rock. And today we're going to start with my man, Thraso Thrasavulu. He is the greatest talent evaluator that nobody knows. I just want you to know that. He says, remember we talked about Kyle, the Pitts trade, making the Pitts for the trade for Atlanta's tight end. He says, Pitts is an absolute weapon. My youngest son and I have been saying that he isn't being utilized anywhere close to his potential. In the right system, he could be an absolute menace to the league. Let's hope they land him. Plus, the Pitt fan is a great duo name. So Pitt, you put Pitt and Fan together. But I'm with Thrasso, man, on this. This is Thrasso Vulu. You nail this, baby. But you always do, because you are the greatest talent evaluator that nobody knows, but I know who you are. All right, Mr. Mike. Now, Mr. Mike, 4496. My 8th grade teacher was Mr. Mike. I don't think it's the same Mr. Mike. But Mr. Mike says, I was never a Browns fan, but was always a Shedeur fan. Now, with the glass half full mindset, I'm definitely on board with this so far. It was a bit rocky at first, but things are shifting. Let's surround Shedeur with the great O-line and receivers and give him a shot, because he's the future of this team, and it's bright. Yeah, he's going to get his shot eventually, Mr. Mike. I can't argue with that. Co-Fizzle. Love the handle. Co-Fizzle, 7527. Now, he had to right my ship, because I'm already drooling over Jeremiah Smith, but I'm a year early. He said Jeremiah Smith is going to be a sophomore and can't enter the draft after his junior year. He's right. I had a senior moment. I got so excited when I started thinking about that, when we were going through comments the other day. And that's right. We're going to have to wait another year for Jeremiah. That's going to be the battle of the 2027 draft. Jeez, oh, man. Everybody's going to be fighting for Jeremiah Smith when he comes out, and hopefully we'll be in the mix for that. Big Slim, this is great handle day. Big Slim, 7387. What's up, my man? Give me Shedeur for the start. Browns broke the market by getting a 5th-round NFL-ready quarterback with first-round talent. I mean, we're going to find out, and then maybe today when these videos start popping, we see Shedeur in 11-11. Yeah, it's only OTAs, but this could be the first step to something even bigger. Who knows? And then we're going to end on Pablo Piccolo, R5T, who has already built his top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. Shedeur Sanders is in there at 6. He's got Purdy, Goff, Stafford, and Herbert to round out the top 10. And so he hasn't even taken a snap yet. He's already a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I love the confidence. I love the excitement. Folks, I'm telling you, everybody's saying it, man. There is just such a different vibe out there in Berea right now. So different this year. And I just think that this groundswell of support and the positivity coming off of this team right now is just going to roll into the into the main camp, and then roll into the preseason games, and then roll into the regular season. And who knows what's going to happen, folks. A lot of excitement here in Cleveland for this team for the first time in a long time. All right, that'll do it. Go Browns! We'll see you next time.